Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you, Chair. I decided to really give away my time because really everything that I've got to say, the meeting has received. It is in the annual report. But it was very important for me that our sponsors, and the donors, they see actually the value of the money that they put into the asset program. That these are the young people that we are busy unearthing. Meeting, these are grade nines, all of them, they are grade nines. We started introducing them to robotics last year, and they've just taken it up just like that. And they are the ones that really are pushing us. So we find ourselves as the asset staff really struggling to keep up with their demands, them wanting to practice and them wanting to enter competitions. So we're very, very proud of them. I felt that we should put them in this year's meeting because next year they will be old news. Whereas when you will only see their reporting about them in the annual report of the coming year. Now to run quickly, I did prepare a PowerPoint that at some point I really felt that it will really be not do justice to what I would like to share with the committee. So instead, looking at the time that I do not have as well, I've decided that I will probably just put up the annual report and then just go through a few points in there that I will choose. And then, of course, give the meeting an opportunity where if there is something that maybe they would like more information on that, for them just to get that opportunity for us so that we can have an engagement. While I try and put that up and find it, I would really like to mention that we are working very hard to make sure that the asset program is getting more and more to be learner-centered. Even though we are showcasing what is happening with them, outside of the classroom, where enrichment is taking place and enhancement, we are hoping that all of this that we are doing is actually going to be realized in class, and then their results are going to start changing and for the better as well. Because we really would like to retain these grade nines and make sure that they do choose maths and science when they get into grade 10 for subject choice. So now, having not wasted too much time, I will just try and share part of this annual report that we have circulated to everybody. I'm hoping that I can find it. Yes, I'm just gonna go through a few. I will probably, do I have only 10 minutes, Anne, to do that?
And I'm sure you can have a few more minutes than that, Busi.
All right. I will be taking it really as read, but just with a few highlights there and there, maybe just talk you through, with the pictures that we've managed to put in there. Those of you that have it handy on you, if we are looking at page 5, we started the Maths and Science program, which is our Vine Maths and Science program, with 520 learners. There were hiccups there. That was at the beginning of the year because of COVID. But we are very proud to say that by the end of the year, we were actually left with 464 learners that had managed to stick it out. And that gave us an 89% retainer by the learners. And that shows that what we are doing, those are the activities that they want to be involved in. When the Robo Squad at the end said that it's not easy, commitment is demanded, they are telling the truth, because we really put them through robust programs where we introduce them to go and participate in new things that they've never seen before. For last year, for instance, we had them in the Maths Olympiad. We had them entering the Math Art competition. As I spoke about the Math Art competition, I would like to refer you to the brilliant artwork that is appearing on page 10. And then just say that I did ask that, we do kind of have a zoom in section in that. And you can see how much mathematics is actually embedded in that graphic that he has in there. And this was a national competition and for the grade 11s and 12s. And he actually did make it to the final where, because it was a virtual competition, where their projects now were asked to go on to PE because it was run by the Nelson Mandela Bay University. And so that's how far he went with it. Unfortunately, he didn't make it to the top 3, but we are very proud of Prince, because when we spoke math art, nobody knew exactly actually what was going on in there. And if I look into this picture that we have in here about our girls, the women group, this is the Saki Kamva, Go IT, Tata Go IT challenge that they entered in. And I would like to thank Saki Kamva, a foundation for the partnership, where they assisted us, with mentoring the learners up to the point where they entered their competition. It was as well quite a robust competition, and they came top, in that competition. All the details on it are in there. And in here, we are seeing Lilita having participated in the ESCOM Expo for Young Scientists. Once again, a very, very difficult, competition for them to participate in. And where you're seeing her in there with her 2 certificates on one hand, those were certificates that she actually got from our provincial competition, and the 2, because as well it was held virtually, and the other 2 on her other side, that is the bronze award that they won now in the national competition of the ESCOM Expo. And I would like to thank as well the ESCOM Expo committee for all the support that they give all our learners and the teachers, because it is not easy. ESCOM Expo demands that teachers are involved. And the teacher for this group really did stick it out. And we were there, of course, to hold their hands, but making sure that she was the lead in everything, and the learners were doing their own work. And we also had the asset clubs, because it cannot all be fun if we're not competing amongst each other. Our asset clubs, they were based on the different grades. What you're seeing in here are the grade 8s, where we gave them the science spelling bee. So they got the material for reading, and then we take them through the round robins. This happens to all our schools committee. All our 5 schools were involved, and all our grade 8s were involved in it. The learner that you're seeing in here, they're going through their round robin at Senenjongo. And in here, this is now the second program that we did, the coding program, once again, that was done with the grade 8s. And who we are seeing here is Andrew Kabuanga. He is the very first learner that spoke in the first group, team group, the team dominance. He goes to Masibambane Senior Secondary School. You are seeing him in there trying to figure out how is he going to make his tank move. These were the finals of the competition as well. The next group that we're seeing in here, those are our grade 9s, the Maths Olympiad that they had. And then it was two-folded. One part of it, they had to design a maths board game where they could be able, they were able to use their innovation or their innovative skills to come up with the game and then test it amongst the peers. And what we do, and we set it up more like, it was more like your mini museum visit. So all the groups that had put together their puzzles games, they were put out there, and then they share with the groups as to what happens, in their sport, and then the others had an opportunity to go and try it out. Who is seeing in here? These are the Bloekombosch grade 9s that won last year. And then as well, maths is about deception as well. You've got to figure things out. We say that there's nothing that you cannot do. So in this game over here, we transformed what you would normally see on a game, in the television, happening, and we brought those games happening. So like your minute to win it games, and that's what we were doing with them. And these once you start talking to them about the science that's involved in them aiming and reaching for the cups and doing all of these things, then science becomes more easier and easier all the time. And we also had our very first science clubs where they actually performed experiments. And I guess if you go to our website later, we'll be loading this up, and you can see them actually running their own and performing their own experiments, learning about laboratory safety, and knowing what a beaker is now, and knowing what a test tube is now, not to be like me, not to know when you're at a lecture theatre in your first year at university doing your science degree, you are told to open the cupboard and you must take out the beaker and you have no idea what that is. And you're looking around to see what it is that must be taken out. And we do believe that we have managed to to do that with this, with our science clubs, because we also do Olympiads. We are teaching them about the laboratory equipment. They get to know what is it used for and so on. And this is the picture that I referred to about the math art, and everything that you're seeing in here is all forms of maths. It's a pity that I'm not able to kind of zoom it in for you so that we can kind of go through a few intricacies that are in it. But we will put up this picture in our website so that you can play with it to see. And I've spoken about them winning the Go IT Challenge, and us trying to award them with, with things and encouraging them to come to Saturdays, whether it's raining or it's freezing cold, because our winters get to be very wet in Kraaifontein. And us doing all these little things made them to want to come all the time. And of course, none of these are possible without our sponsors. The marks in the classrooms are coming along, committee, and we do believe that by the time we are all with grade 11 with them, because we started these intense programs now with them last year from grade 8, and we know that by the time we get to grade 11 with them, they will be at a performance level that we want, because especially the tutoring team that we have our theme for this year, for instance, is about improvement. Everything that we're doing is about improvement. We are no longer drawing in the board, but we are doing in the classroom, because we believe that if you tell me, I will forget, with these Chinese proverbs. If maybe you show me, I might remember. But if you engage me, I will never forget, I will forever remember. So that is the principle that we are using going forward in this year. And in here, those are our results for the grade 9s. What you are seeing them doing in there, I think they were busy with one of the Olympiads in this picture. And the same thing over there. And then I would just like to go now to the next program. We rewarded some of the winners. They were taken out just for a little jaunt around Cape Town. And our learners always appreciate these things, because they rarely ever go out by themselves. I will touch briefly on the Learning Hub, our grade 12 Learning Hub. Last year, we housed 18 grade 12s, and these 18 grade 12s rewarded us with awesome results. And they had to, because they really gave us grief. We were so exhausted by the end of the year, spending 6 weeks with these energetic grade 12s that want to know everything, that do not want to fall asleep because they are studying. Is not easy. But as well, I would also like to thank the support that we get from our board, because now and again, they do come and relieve us, from some of this hecticness that we get to face. They come around and see the learners and interact with them. And they always appreciate that, and of course, allow us to use some funding to be able to make sure that we do balance their learning, with some outings, and we take them out there. This was a tour of the Cape Peninsula that we took with them. And we went all around from the Muizenberg end all the way up to Hout Bay, and coming down the Cape Town side. And it's something that they've never done before. And it was a learning, and it was not just an outing. We make it a learning outing. We were in different cars. WhatsApp was going, there were questions. So the entire route was a puzzle that they had to figure out. And at the end, when we came back, there were rewards that were waiting for them. So everybody wanted to participate. You can see how active and lively they are. Here they are. And we're very wonderful. We're very excited about where they've gone this year. Their results were amazing. All 18 of them passed. We got 17 very good bachelor passes out of them. Some of them we've written in there, some of them are into medicine, others have gone into pharmacy, others have gone to politics, because they can really state their cases. So when they said that they were following those careers, I was like, you've chosen right. Others have gone into nursing. So it's really, really rewarding to see what our youths are getting into and going into. The same energy that we try and get to our learners is the same energy that we try and get into our tutors. This is our tutor session that we had, where we get themselves to be on the other side of the bench and we make them to be learners so that they can see what kind of a classroom is ASSET looking to have. And running quickly, because I'm worried about the time, the partners that supported us at the end of the year, SAICA, I want to say thank you to you. I know that we do have some members that have joined in. We had wonderful motivation sessions by this entomologist lecturer that came to spend her day with us, Dr. Stock. We're very grateful to her, and really motivate the learners before they went, the grade 12s, before they went to write their exams. And the results that we got from the schools really are saying that great work was done in there. All our 5 schools, they've got their challenges in Kraaifontein, but they are trying. And this is what we want to keep on, what makes us to want to keep on just working with them and giving them more. And lastly, if I go to our bursaries, as it was said before, our bursaries department is doing very great. These students are amazing. They're handling the COVID situation very well. They are studying online and they are really giving us very good results. And with that, I do want to, in there, we are showing how many, the graduates that we had for this year. But, and that is the statistics that they've given us. There's nothing more that we can ask for. They've given us a 91% while they are studying, sitting in their res room. Some of them are sitting at home. So they are doing very well. And we want to say thank you once again to all the sponsors that are involved in in keeping on giving this, this money and funding to ASSET so that we can be able to change, the situations of these lives. But that will not be what it is. And did mention it at the beginning, but Chanel is the star of the building. I think she's the one person that never loses it, probably together with Yazin, our finance person. The education team is the rowdy one, but Shani is the grounded person in this building. We celebrated her 30 years being with ASSET, doing the same job for all these years. As a result, she knows all her bursars like the back of her hand. Whenever we need any alumni to come and motivate the learners and come, she knows exactly who to look for. You had the 4 of them at the beginning of the program talking to us, and she keeps contact with all of them. So Shani, once again, we would like to say congratulations on her 30 years. And as I said, I want to say thank you so much for keeping on giving and giving and giving. She's always the first person in the building as well. So we never worry about being here on time because we know Shani is there holding the fort. Shani, we hope for another 30 more years with you of existence. And of course, these are wonderful youth that I also get to meet in the passage sometimes. They are wonderful. Once you get to know them, really their stories are amazing. And we are so grateful and we congratulate all of them in their achievements as they go on and enter the economic world of South Africa. And we hope that eventually the jobs will come so that their education doesn't fall to nothing and they are able to change their own circumstances. And having said all of that and being very conscious of the time of our keynote speaker, I really respect him and I respect the chairperson and respect the entire team. I would like to say thank you very much to the meeting. And thank you so much, Anne, for giving me the opportunity.